All right, in this section of the video, we are going to talk about flow control statements. And what I think is the most logical to start with would be the if and else sections of this. Whenever you're writing a loop or you're really processing a large amount of data, you're going to run into the if and else statements pretty frequently. And they're exactly what they sound like. They're really just a logic statement. If you're familiar with the website if-then, what is it, IFFTT, if this, then that. It's a very similar concept. What you're going to do is you're just going to say, if this exists, then do this. That's about all it is. And then otherwise, or else, do something else. So to begin, let's make a very basic list. And let's just put a couple of numbers in. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hit enter, and then type in A, enter, and then make sure everything shows up just fine in there. And we're going to make a very simple loop. So let's first do for number in A, colon, and then enter. And we're going to put these indents in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do print number, and make sure this actually prints out our list here. And it did just fine. So let's add a little bit more logic in there. So hit the upper arrow until you get to for number in A, and then space 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's do this. If number is equal, so we're doing a double equal here for the statement of is equal. If number is equal to, let's just say 8, and then we're going to do a colon, just like we do with the loops that we're writing here. Colon there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to say print I have found 8. And then hit enter 2 times. And as you can see, it processed through, but we don't really know what was happening in the background. So let's modify this with an else statement. So up arrowed a couple of times, 1, 2, 3, for number in A, up arrow again, if number equals 8. We're going to leave that there, but this time we're also going to put an else statement in. Else, colon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, print. Let's just type in this is not 8. This is, and let's pass that, and let's do a format again. Number. Okay, so if you recall, we are formatting this, throwing this in to accept our variable here, and then let's hit enter. And so as you can see, we now went through the loop, and it said, this is not 8, this is 1, this is not 8, this is 2, and so forth. And then when it finally found 8, it said, I have found 8, and then it continued through, and then it hit 9. So in this case, it found what we were looking for, but it didn't stop there. As you can see, it kept continuing through on this loop. There's a couple of other ways that you could prevent this from happening. We're going to explore those a little bit more in the next few videos. But let's play around with another if statement. This time, let's make a string. Let's type a B. Let's just say, this is my new string. We'll just name it like that. So B equals this string. Now, an interesting thing we can do is we could do a very, very basic text lookup using an if statement as well. So what we could do is say for, actually, let's first do something called splitting this, and we're going to split B into a list. So let's do BB is equal to B dot split, and we're going to break that out into something else. What we're doing is we're saying we're going to split B into a list every time we see a space, just like that here. So at B dot split, we're going to break this out. So we've done that. And now we have B is a string, but BB is a string that's been blown out. So let's write first the loop based upon the list. So for, let's just call it S for string in BB, 1, 2, 3, 4. If S is equal to is print S. So again, just like when we work with the numbers, you can see it processes through and everything is fine there. The other thing we could do, though, is we can go back to B and we could just say if new in B, print new is in B. And it managed to find it. So let's do something where it doesn't exist in there. So if, let's just say WEN, new backwards in B, print, got it. That time we saw nothing. So we can modify that again, and let's throw an else statement in here on the string processing. So if new, actually when, in B, print, got it, else, print, I don't have it. And I don't know if you can see what I did wrong there, but I put a single quote for an apostrophe, as we often use in English. Let me up arrow it, and let's retype that in. Oops. So if when in B, print got it, else, 1, 2, 3, 4, print, let's type it out in a full string, I don't have it. And I did it again. If when in B, print it got it, else, print, I do not have it. It's such a common thing for me to go through and use abbreviations like that. There we go. So in this case, you can see that we did not find it by our else clause in there. So that is the very, very basics of an if or an else statement. Is you're really just looking up. So if this is true, then do this. Otherwise, or else, do something else. There's one other thing that you could do with this, which is called like an elif or elif, however you wish to pronounce it. Let's go back and make sure we still have our list of A. So let's do another loop here. So for number in A, let's just say if number is less than 10, we're going to do a print that is less than 10 dot format, and we're going to pass in number elif. You know, let's edit this and just cut that part out.